Hi, and welcome to Mom Boss Chronicles. We are your host. I am Jen.
I'm Sue.
And we are empowering and inspiring people through meaningful conversations. So make sure to like and subscribe to listen to great content weekly.
Welcome back to Mom Boss Chronicles. I'm very excited today to have a special guest here. Her name is Nicole Chambers. I've gotten to know you pretty good over the past couple months. Oh my God, I have to roll out the scroll for all that you do, truly. But I know you have a corporate job, which you focus on business development and events. Mm-hmm. She's also the owner of Anna Soiree, which is a very cool boutique style store in Ocean, as well as you also do lawn design, like the signs and everything through Anna Soiree. Yeah. She is on the board of education in our town. She's also the president of PTA, and I'm sure the list goes on. Wow. We bow down to you.
Yeah.
But I was really excited to have you come on today because I do want to talk more about your entrepreneurial spirit. And then also as a mom, I mean, and your kids are a little bit older now, but like time management, how you, because your children are super involved in sports and dance and stuff like that too. So exactly. Sure. So I guess we'll start off, what was the brainchild for Anna Soiree?
So I have a career in healthcare. Mm-hmm. And I was working at a little startup called Intrinsic, and we sold data. We all left our company in New York City, went to this company, productized all the data that they had, and we sold it to pharmaceutical companies. And there was a lot of talk about them selling the company to a private equity firm or a hedge fund. And I was just getting nervous, I need a little bit of a backup. So I started Anna Soiree. I love paper. So I started doing invitations. My sister had a store called Anna in Pier Village. And so I had a little section in there, and we added the soiree after Anna. Anna's our grandmother.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask where that came from.
Yeah. So did that, and then I was kind of outgrowing the space. So I needed to get my own space. I moved over to Town Shops in Oakhurst, and we really focused on a lot of the events, like event planning, invitations, and then we started to carry gifts. So if you needed a gift for an event, we had that. We brought in some apparel, but that was one size, like a shawl or something you'd buy more as a gift than for yourself. And then COVID hit. So we had moved to our new location in Ocean Township by the caramel shop, same parking lot. We actually had a car go through the front window.
Oh, no. Oh my God.
The day before Thanksgiving.
Wow.
So Black Friday.
Yeah.
And so it was really terrible.
Was this during 2020?
Yes.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so car goes through the window, then I guess it was 2019.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so prior to COVID.
Just prior to COVID,
And then that all happened.
And then that all happened, and we have to shut down.
Yeah.
So when we shut down, we couldn't do events. I was doing a lot of postponement invitations just to let people know our event's been postponed, blah, blah, blah. So then we started to do lawn signs. I looked into Card My Yard. Mm-hmm. A friend of mine in Nashville did it for his daughter, and I was like, where did you get that? And so he told me. I went online, applied to be a franchisee. They never got back to me.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, I'm just going to make these myself. And so that's what I did.
Birthday?
The birthday signs, anniversary.
I see friends on social media where their kid's birthday. I'm like, that looks amazing. And it's a big signage out front to honor their birthday.
Yes.
That's so cool.
So it grew
word of mouth?
Really fast.
That's awesome.
And I had all these signs in my garage.
Oh, cool.
So now that we moved, I needed a place to put them all.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they're in my husband's construction shop.
That's so cool.
And when we have an order, I go over. But summer is really the time that it's busy. All of the people that come from outside the area love the lawn signs.
That's awesome.
And so we do welcome home from camp. We actually do welcome home for real estate closings.
Oh my God.
Just a cute idea.
I love that.
Nice picture for them.
That didn't cross my mind.
Especially moving day, because it's
we have a little
day.
white picket fence.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
really cute.
We'll have to look
cute.
that up.
Yeah.
So we do those, and so during COVID it was fine, right? Because I was home. My real job, I travel.
Yeah.
And so also with COVID, we started to bring in all the apparel. Mm-hmm. So we kind of really revamped all of the product mix within the store. We still do invitations. We still plan events.
Wow.
We're doing the lawn signs.
Yeah.
And then we have a whole store full of apparel. We just launched our new website. So it's just been...
You're busy.
It's been crazy. It's been crazy.
Do you have a team that helps you with
I do.
that?
Yeah. Oh, no. I could not do this all by myself.
That's awesome, though.
So
I love that, you were able to pivot and shift.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, so retail is under fire, Amazon.
Traditional.
All these traditional little boutiques, if you want to go get something, they're going to be gone.
I know, because it's easier to scroll on your phone.
Right. I know. And I really started bringing in things that I didn't want to go to the mall for.
Yeah.
Not that our mall is good, and it's gone now.
It's gone now.
Yeah. So, I mean, like even parking at the Grove, like I just wanted something super easy.
Yeah.
And so
I stopped into your store and because I'm guilty of being a scroller or like doing what's easy, but going into the store and the apparel that you do have in there they're very unique pieces, and it's not something you're going to find scrolling on
Amazon
or like Target, kind of the default places some of us tend to do out of ease, you know. So like I really appreciate it. You could tell like you took your time curating the pieces that you have in the store.
I try to find things that other stores in the area don't have. Like, I don't want to have the same thing.
Yeah.
There's no reason. And I can't compete with, like, a bigger store. Like, let's say for candles.
Yeah.
I can't compete with the price that Sephora is going to get for bulk buying candles. So I have to look for different things.
Right.
And so the same goes with the apparel. I always want something unique and different that you're not going to see either online or even in the area stores. And we try to really focus on a reasonable price. Like, what would someone reasonably pay for this? So we try not to go too high. I think the most expensive item in our store is $112.
That's
something like that.
That's very
fair. But the most of the things are like 60s.
I love
like
that.
There.
And it's an experience lately shopping because it's so easy to go on your phone and scroll. Like now when I do get to go shopping, that's cool that there's a store that you could have a great experience
and it's like tangible.
with.
Like I forgot how like walking through I was like touching everything.
Yes,
You forget those tactile.
I personally don't like shopping online because for that reason, it's like, oh, I didn't think it was this. I thought it was this.
In my mind, I pictured it to look this way. Yeah,
exactly. And we gift like everything is wrapped pretty. Like it doesn't leave the store without looking nice.
The touches.
And we don't charge extra for using a credit card, which
that's awesome.
Irritates the life
I
out
know.
of me. So I was in Charleston this weekend. I was in a luxury store, like high end. They charge 3.5%.
That's a lot.
I said, you are a luxury store. Like that is crazy. And she's like, sorry.
It's our policy.
Okay,
Yeah,
bye. I just
I appreciate it's the little things like that that thoughtfulness, that one step further that shows care.
Yeah.
To consume. Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah. Thank you. And we do have a website. I mean, you can scroll. It's shopannasoiree.com. Like we just finished it all new because we switched our whole point of sale system, which was an undertaking in itself. Retagging everything in the store. But now it's so much better and it's on Shopify. Like it's easier.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you still work corporate.
So I'm actually, before I came here, I just left my last job. I have an offer that I'll be signing today.
Wow.
Oh my gosh,
and so I'll be
congratulations.
heading up an oncology division of a technology company.
That's amazing.
And so
that's amazing. Congrats.
Thank you.
And you've heard it here first.
I mean, I didn't even sign yet, but it's at the point where it's a done deal.
Awesome. And then for there, are you still kind of doing the same business development type stuff?
So I'm going to be taking over this oncology division, revamping the structure, and then working, it's provider solutions. So we'll go to actual oncology offices, and we have these screens that have a lot of information on them. So in the waiting room for patients, it kind of takes them away from what they're in that office for, and it's, more calming things like things like that. Then in the exam room, the physician can use it's a interactive screen. They can use it to educate the patient on their disease. Wow. So we've got all the different disease states built in.
Yeah.
There's anatomical, so they could pull up the body.
Wow.
And they can circle where the patient has cancer, how it affects other areas, like really do some good education.
Yeah.
And they can text it or email to the patient and the caregiver.
Wow.
Because sometimes if you're a cancer patient, and even just going to the regular doctor, you always forget to ask questions. So this kind of takes it out of the patient's hand and also gives it to the caregiver.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then in the back office, we have information pertinent to the practice. So, different pharmaceutical ads, just different meetings or conferences coming up, and then also all the fun stuff, the weather, the games,
That's awesome.
and it's interactive.
That's very cool. That's really great technology.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's amazing.
Especially while you're waiting and you're,
and you're feeling anxious, I'm sure.
Exactly. Yeah. So
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, all right. So you also have older children. I mean,
do.
not older.
They're
but
older now,
Older compared
but-
to our kids.
yeah.
High school?
I have a 22-year-old. He goes to FIT in New York City.
Wow.
My middle guy, Hudson, is 16. So we just got back from a college visit, which is so crazy. He goes to Shore Regional. And he's a golfer and, works at the golf course, things like that. And then Chloe is 14. So she's in 8th grade. And I've been the PTA president at the school. And I was like, I wanted to be done last year. She's like, you have to do it for my last year. So I'm finishing out now.
Yeah, I'm a member of the PTA, not president at all, just a member. And I see what the president does. That's
Yeah.
a lot.
It's a lot, but I have a really good team.
That's awesome.
And we work really well. We tag team. You know, if someone is, you know, has something going on a particular week, then it kind of goes to the next person.
Right.
And we work really well together.
I feel like that's like a theme, right? Is like
have
having
to have a good
have a
team.
good people around you
And
to
good
support.
backup. And
Yeah.
even at home, you know, I've always traveled for work. And so, you know, my mom lives with us. We did have a nanny when they were smaller, which was so helpful. And I wish I did it sooner. I always sent my kids to Goddard School, which was phenomenal.
Same here.
But-
That's where my
But it was different. Chloe didn't love Goddard School.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like Hudson was crying when he left.
Aw.
But she just didn't like it. So we did get a nanny, and it ended up being less expensive.
that was like, yeah.
which is so crazy.
Yeah.
And she was part of our lives.
That was like
she
more
still is.
more Chloe Speed. Maybe she-
Exactly.
yeah.
And then like if you're sick or a kid is sick,
I know.
They're still coming.
someone's at home.
Right.
It was the most amazing thing. So it really worked out for us.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
For Anna Soiree, so I know that you guys focus too on events. What type of events would you say you do most of?
I would say weddings are
Yeah.
the most.
Wow, those are big events.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have one in May. We have a bunch coming up,
That's
and
awesome.
it can get a little stressful, and everything tends to happen at the same time.
That is just Murphy's Law.
It
I'm
is.
telling you.
So like work will amp up,
Yep.
and then other things will happen, and you're like, oh my gosh. But I try to just. Everyone asks me like, how do you do it? And just take it one day at a time.
Yeah.
I have lots of lists. And I did just buy that skylight calendar that you keep seeing on Instagram.
I mean, I haven't seen
it's
it.
life changing.
So tell me.
Tell us about it.
So-
Because we like
yeah.
I need organization in my life.
And my kids love it.
Yeah.
Like, so we just got it a week ago.
Okay.
You can import your calendar from Google right into it.
Okay.
There's an app, so you could see it when you're away, but it's basically a screen that goes on your wall, and it lays out the whole week. You could put a food list,
That's awesome.
chores,
Yeah, I
and
need
then
that.
pictures. The kids uploaded all these
Okay.
pictures, so now it just scrolls pictures during the day.
That's so cool.
It's been amazing. But the app is terrific.
What's it called
too.
again?
Skylight.
Skylight.
We're gonna have to
Amazing.
get
Yeah, I'm going to have to look into that.
Because I bought like a big desk calendar. I
Yeah.
wrote out everything through July, which
Yeah.
everything that I know. And I'm like, this really isn't working because now
Nobody's
when I'm not
looking
home,
at it, right? Yeah.
I don't have it in front of me.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, okay. So it links to all right. So
It
it's
does. It
like
links
for
to the app.
everything.
And I even have my nephew on there. Like if I need him to pick up Chloe from school for me, he's tagged.
That's so
you
cool.
have to tag the profile it's associated
So you
with.
could invite your family.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My mom's on it. My husband. Everyone's on it.
Right,
That's
because
so
I imagine
cool.
too, like for travel, it's just
Yes.
kind of someone.
And I hate like my husband's notorious. Like, what is it again?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, just please. I wrote it all out for you.
Yes.
why are they
Go
all
look.
pre-wired?
I
like
don't
this?
know.
It's so
I don't know.
frustrating.
It's like, you know how many things are going on in
Uh-huh.
my
And
brain.
especially even like the list of grocery shopping, like you're able to do that on there.
Well, he went. Yeah,
Yeah.
he went to Costco and he only got half the list. I'm like, but what happened?
Yeah.
It's just so.
That's so funny.
typical.
They're lucky they're cute, right?
I
Like, I
know.
mean, seriously,
Yeah.
most of the time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So, what do you see like for? I mean, I know you're getting on Shopify, and like, what is the future of Anna Soiree? Do you want to grow it bigger? Are you happy kind of where it's
I'm
at?
kind of happy with where it's
Yeah.
at, and just because of the migration of retail and how it's going, I just need to leave it for a little
Yeah.
bit and continue to evolve.
And
with
I
the
feel
times.
like it's a good like store for the community, right? Like
It
this
is.
This
It's
is
one of the last.
I know.
stores.
It really
like
is.
especially because you're planning events and you're doing
Yeah.
invitations. Like this is community based service. Like
I mean, I could write a book. Like people come in, especially for events, and it's like I'm the therapist too.
oh
So, or I have to mediate between what a mom wants and what a daughter wants,
Yeah.
and just try to have them meet in the
Well,
middle.
the weddings are so emotional.
They are.
I mean,
you really see a person's
Yeah.
true colors when it comes to a wedding.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. People can get
stressful.
very scary.
Yeah.
So
for sure. I mean, I was a corporate event planner for quite some time, and I feel like that was easier, much easier.
corporate events.
Yes,
Yeah.
because there's no the emotion really isn't. There's not as much
Right.
emotion in it. It's more,
because there's so many external
robotic.
things that could affect a wedding, like weather.
yes.
It's just
like
yes.
seating charts, like things that you're like, what? Like
Oh, the seating chart is the worst part of the wedding.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out where people are going to
Yes.
sit. And then the new thing is, emailing your RSVP.
oh yeah.
Well, what happens is not everyone emails it.
Yeah.
And then you don't know.
Who's coming?
So we did a wedding at the Patterson family farm in Freehold. Beautiful venue, gorgeous barn, but it's a white, like a blank slate.
Yeah.
Like you basically have to
Build
set
it.
the tables, everything. So everything is set, and now I have 2 people show up that did an RSVP. Oh, my Uncle Joe is here. I'm like, okay, great. Let me go find a place setting and a chair and squeeze him in
No
somewhere.
problem.
Yeah, no problem.
That's the thing about events,
Yeah.
right? Like you truly are pivoting. You're on your
Yes.
toes, and
Yeah.
you have to do
Yeah.
it with a smile, like a poker face. You know, oh, sure, no
Well,
problem.
and there too, we were waiting out the rain. Then we decided to go forward with the ceremony, and the chuppah blew over.
oh no.
So we had to stand it up, attach it to a truck or a tractor.
Think
So,
quick, right?
I mean, it's just whatever. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've done a few corporate events for a big insurance company in the area. And it was still emotional because it had to be perfect.
Yeah.
Like, and of course, like that's our goal.
Yeah.
And it was just these big customer appreciation events. It was at Asbury Lanes. I brought in like trusses and we hung slinkies.
Oh, wow.
Hundreds of slinkies from the ceiling
That's
because
so
it was an 80s theme.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Everyone was in costume and we had Taylor Dane perform.
Aw.
I mean,
That is awesome.
The detail
Crazy.
you guys go through. That's
fun.
amazing.
it was a lot of fun. It was
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Yeah,
So.
but you're right. Like, because you got your stakeholders are a bunch of A types, and they're like,
Yes.
Did you
Yes.
do this? Did you do this? And you know,
Yes.
you're like,
Yeah,
I'm the
I did it.
professional.
I did
I'm
it.
the professional here.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
But they knew me. I did 3 events for them. We did a Gatsby. We did
Wow.
I want to
the
do a Gatsby
80s,
event so
and we
bad.
did one other, and I can't remember. But anyway, it was a lot of fun.
A lot of
So,
details.
yeah.
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 Do you think someday in your nearer future you may pivot to just doing that stuff full time?
If I won the lottery and I could pay for health insurance,
Yeah.
I know.
absolutely. But like the benefits are really what keep
Yeah.
you in corporate because they're expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I know. We're
definitely
self-employed.
yeah,
I
yes.
was saying to her the other
Yeah.
day, what do you use?
Yeah.
Mine's
Yeah.
not paying my bills right now.
Right.
So,
yeah. In the past 2 years, the company I was at, the health insurance was not great.
Really?
And so I never realized, because I was at my previous company 19 years, so you never realize,
You take it for granted.
this is a lot.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, especially
Plus
when there's
there's-
like smooth, you know.
And there's more and more like concierge medicine popping up, which I enjoy because I don't have time to wait in a waiting
Yeah.
room for 40 minutes.
Right.
And so I've transitioned my whole family, but it's cash pay.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you
So
submit
you
the
get
claim.
then you get reimbursed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, and you get, you
I know. A fraction.
But it's worth
Yeah.
it because you have to think
Well,
about
time is
your
money.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Time
So,
is money. Wait, so the first place, you were there for 19 years?
19 years,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, so I started in 2003 at that little data company. We were bought by a very big company. And then I switched roles there and I loved it, but it was time to
Yeah.
move on.
I bet was it all
So.
like hard to kind of make, like, not hard, but sad in a way to like leave.
Oh yeah, but
19
the
years.
beauty is I still work with all of them.
Oh, that's right.
So
okay.
now I'm on the reverse side.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they're still I'm their customer.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
So it's good.
That's so
That's
nice.
cool how the
and
world-
it's a small oncology is like a really small industry.
Right.
It's kind of funny.
Do you get to
But-
work from home?
I do, or I travel.
That's
I travel
awesome.
about 50%.
Wow.
So,
So you
Wow.
are busy.
yeah, yeah.
And 3
Whereas-
kids and
yeah.
and a family to
Yeah.
coordinate and check in on.
But
Yeah.
they're okay. It's good. we manage.
Are your kids supportive of like I guess your
Yeah,
work?
oh, yeah,
That's awesome.
They're like, okay, what job are you
Right.
taking?
Aw.
You know, I was with my son, and in Charleston, we were driving around. We drove from Charlotte to University of South Carolina, and then to Charleston. And so I was getting all these phone calls, like negotiating, and he's like, "Wow, this is like a hardcore press." I'm like, "It is, and we need to make a decision."
Yeah.
And that's awesome that your son got to see it firsthand.
Yeah.
When you're young, you don't really understand what corporate life or
Yeah.
negotiating or real world is like. So he got to see you do that
He
in
did.
real time.
I felt bad though. I wanted to just be present,
present.
which I was. I mean, we
Yeah.
were just driving, but still.
But I think that's a great education
Yeah.
for him.
I mean,
Yeah.
that is life, right? You know,
Exactly.
it is.
Yeah.
You still have to
Yeah, we're-
handle these items,
Yeah.
and you're like such a great role model for your children to see firsthand. You know, all that
try.
you do, and it's for them, and it's for the family, and you know, I think we all kind of share that same life ethos.
Mm-hmm.
Is like, yeah, we hustle for our children, for our family, and to make sure that they're, you know, being able to grow and do what they need to do and
Yeah.
are supported
Yeah.
fully. You know.
Like, yeah, you see these colleges we're touring? How do you think I'm paying
Yeah,
for it?
exactly.
Right. And I mean, I have to say he's the most level-headed. The other two, not so much. You know, you would think like they see you working hard, they would work equally hard.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, they would just
I
rather-
heard that I was reading something about middle children being the more like empathetic,
saw
like
that.
towards like you know
Yes.
family stuff. Like, I
Yeah.
got you, mom.
Yeah, he's good.
I'm sure that whole like everything, all that stuff comes fast, right? Like,
So fast, and it was really hitting me as we were looking. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's going to be leaving soon. When my oldest left, it was like a punch in the gut.
yeah.
Aw.
And then it didn't go so well because it was COVID.
Oh,
gosh,
And
that was
I-
the first year. Yeah.
Yeah, so I flew down. I'm like, you got to come home. So I was like, I'm in your dorm.
Yep.
Pack up.
Yeah,
we need
I want
to
you
go.
home.
He was
Yeah.
in Texas at the
Oh,
time.
wow.
And so I just thought that they would have been a little bit more relaxed with COVID. And he's a dancer, so he was on a full ride to SMU, which is like $80,000 a year.
Wow.
And so
That's incredible.
he hated it though because he had to dance in a mask,
Oh,
so his
yeah.
face was like red, broken out. It was just a disaster.
Not
I'm
a
like-
great experience.
I'm like,
Not
we
the
need-
experience you planned.
Come home.
Yeah.
So that's what we did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how you fit it all in a day.
I know.
But that's like I just admire you, and I
you.
really was excited for you to
Thank
come on
you.
to talk about all that you have going on, and I look forward to frequenting Astoria more.
I know. I want to go
Yeah,
shopping
you
now.
know,
guys can
we're
get the
gonna
friends and
stop
family
in.
I
discount.
love that, like, you have your corporate job, you have the store, you're part of the community, and you still make time for your kids and the PTA.
Yeah.
I feel like it's so important to still find the time.
I always say, you could sleep when you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like every day is a bit of a grind.
Yeah.
But we just make it through. I mean, and my daughter's still in competitive dance, so like this weekend we go to Houston.
Yeah.
So I've been away the past 3 weekends. It's been nuts. And then we start competition season when we get back. So it's a lot.
Yeah.
But it's good to keep moving.
Yeah.
Have you always been like this since you were younger?
Yeah, I'm not like a sit at home
Yeah,
kind of person.
a doer.
So I just want to.
The people are like,
things done.
have you ever taken a nap? I'm like, I haven't taken a nap.
right.
I can't.
What? I can't nap
can't
anymore.
Slow down,
I
right?
can't
No.
nap.
You're on-
it
your
wrecks
brain is
me.
like-
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't slow down.
No.
It's like that saying, like, if you want something done, ask a busy person.
Yes.
And it's
Yeah.
because you're just on that go mode.
Yeah.
So, like, you're probably a great PTA president because you're like, I'm in hustle mode, so let's go.
I mean, sometimes. I mean, again, it is a team effort.
Yeah.
And so thankfully, we've had really good people step up, and I couldn't do it without all of them
yeah.
helping. So.
And are you part of the board of education too?
I am, and so it's so funny. Like tonight, I have to go. We're working on their teacher's contract. It's
Wow.
expired, so
Because I know that's a big commitment too, right?
it is. It is.
Yeah.
And so now with the snow coming,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
they were
I
like,
forgot
"Oh,
what
we
I
may
said
have to
today.
postpone." I'm like, "No,
Please don't.
We got to get this done."
Yeah.
because it
It's
needs
just
to
a
get
little
done.
snow. It'll be okay, and it's
I
for
think
the
so.
right reasons, you know.
Exactly.
Right? Like, let's get it.
But that's
done.
awesome that you also devote your time to that
Yeah.
because board
Yeah.
of education is a big
And
deal.
I give you credit for that too, because those are
It's
you're
been
under a
eye-
microscope.
It's been eye opening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people don't know the whole story.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
I know
so
it's just the little pieces they get.
they're
Yeah.
looking at what they see online
Right.
and or what they hear, and they just don't
Yeah, I know.
fully know. And I hope that they trust me that I'm making good decisions. Like my kids go
As a
there.
mom,
right.
yeah, like
So
yeah.
Right. It's
I
not-
have a vested
you have
interest.
vested interest. Of
Exactly.
course,
I'm
fully.
not going to do anything that harms the teacher, any of the constituents.
Yeah.
But some people just don't
I know.
and I can't talk about it.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
know.
really tough.
Yep.
One of those things where your hands are tied. Yeah.
Yeah, because I also my integrity is like all I have.
Yeah.
And so when I see things online, I'm like, oh my
Probably
gosh.
hurts, right?
I wish they knew
The real.
what's really going on.
Yeah.
So or
And it-
both sides.
Exactly. And if they had the opportunity to really understand all the information, I'm sure they would
Yes.
maybe align with what you're thinking. and-
Exactly.
yeah.
Or like, just
Understand.
meet in the middle or
Yeah.
be able to really evaluate from both sides.
Right.
But right
Have
now
a conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Come to the meetings, ask the questions.
Yes.
Get the
And
full.
even the meetings are difficult. The
Yeah.
way that a Board of Education meeting is set up, it is not to spark conversation.
Yeah.
Like they get like 3 minutes to say what they want to say, and that's it.
Wow.
And it just, I don't know, it goes to the whole way that education is set up. It's
Yeah.
not collaborative.
No. Yeah.
And so I'm hoping.
And it's hard to evolve something that we've had for so long.
For so long, exactly.
But it does need to evolve. Times
Yeah.
have changed. Things do need to evolve, but it's hard to get that push.
It really is.
Yeah.
And, people want what they've always had. And, for me, I come from the business world. It should be more performance based.
Yes.
Like our test scores in our district could be better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Room for improvement.
exactly. And in the professional world, if you're not performing, you're out.
Yeah.
But we can't do that in education.
I know.
So it's just different. It's been an eye-opening, huge learning experience. So I'm hoping I'm making it a little bit better.
Yeah. I'm relying on you. Eventually Michael will be.
I feel like you're the perfect person to be on the board of education. You're a mom, a business owner, like somebody who like is part of the community who gets it. So I think amazing.
You're pulling your experience from all these different
and
areas.
trying to look at it objectively.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully this inspires other, entrepreneur moms out there to get involved with their kids' educations and because I know it's scary to do, but
well, and I really joined the PTA because I wanted to know what was going on in the school.
Yeah.
I felt like I didn't have a good handle on it.
yeah.
And so that was the impetus for that.
Yeah.
And then now that I'm finishing the board, I was approached because there was an open role, and I was like, oh, I could maybe see about that. And it's been working.
Yeah.
So
good. Well,
see.
thank you for doing it. I
you're
appreciate
welcome.
your
Yeah.
service to the town and to the school system because, our children need that and they deserve it. And I really have been so. I'm only a first grader, but so far so impressed with everything like our school does and PTA does.
And you don't realize what goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like I don't think people realize how much coordination and effort has to go on to run a school, run a district.
Well, now knowing that you're a former event planner, you need to help plan some events.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Yeah,
It takes a collaborative team effort.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
on today.
Thanks
I
for
really
having me.
appreciate it. So I'll tag Anna Soiree. I'll tag
you.
Lawn Signs as well.
Yeah.
And then, guys, give her a follow. Stop in the store. And thank you for listening to us today.
Thank you so much. Hope you're having a great day.
See you next week.